This guy could do it all.
He became a transcendent player for that entire locker room.
One of the most physical running backs we have seen in the history of college football.
Jacob Hester was a utility man. He could do it all. He was a running back, he was a fullback, you can put him at H-back, you can put him at tight end.
He always just seemed to be in the right place at the right time, whether it was a key block or making a reception on third down.
A fullback that could block, he could run you over, but he could also be effective as a receiver. And that rare skill set for somebody that wasn't overly talented and overly skilled, I think was appreciated, and it certainly was by me.
Breaks it, he's in the open and is going to score. Nobody's going to run him down.
There's no question he was a glue type of player. His roommate was a defensive player. He was not just pigeonholed into a running back room. He became a transcendent player for that entire locker room.
Fans loved him because he had that grit about him as someone who, not only was a running back, but would come in and make tackles on special teams. He was a football player.
And he kind of became the symbol of LSU football back in those days. As Les was making it, Les really sold team and teamwork and brotherhood. And Jacob Hester was the perfect guy to fit in because he wasn't a superstar, but he played like a star when he had to.
One of my favorite games that I watched Jacob Hester play was against the Florida Gators. And as a Florida State Seminole, anytime I can see somebody go in and beat the Gators, I'm going to root for him. And that's what he did. He had 103 yards rushing, absolutely truck stick the defender out there, ran over a Florida Gator linebacker, which I was rooting for.
4th for 4 on 4th down tonight. Hester. Second effort, I think he got it. If he does get it, it's going to be the second time in this drive. First down.
Everyone in the world knew he was going to get the ball. The question was whether or not you could stop him, and Florida could not stop him.
You want an example of, what it takes to be that guy when it comes to football? Put those plays on it.
I know there were players after that game that said watching him on those short yardage plays was the fuel they needed to fight through that last quarter and defeat Florida.
Strength of the formation to the right side. They give it to Hester. He pulls his way for a touchdown.
He'll always be mentioned with some of the greats like Billy Cannon and Burt Jones and guys that probably had huge stats and had maybe bigger careers, but the fact that he was there and plugged away for 4 years is pretty special.
I think Jacob Hester is everything that's good about sport. He's a no-nonsense guy. He's a hard worker. He's not overly skilled with what he brings to the table. I think because of that, the LSU fan base and people nationwide remember him as all the things that are good about intercollegiate athletics.